What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't think I'm gonna get too many people viewing tonight, but it's not gonna be a super long live stream. It's not gonna be a super long live stream. It's gonna be very thoughtful though. I'm just gonna say this for time immemorial because it's gonna really hit somebody on the playback, probably more impactful than the live stream. I'll say it's gonna hit people very impactful. That as long as a man keeps his body up, travel, become a worldly man, be more knowledgeable, learn how to dress well for the occasion, even if you're dressing just for going outside. The world is still your oyster. You just got to make sure you make great decisions. During the DJ Law and Order segment, I was on the phone, on Instagram, the DMs with a female friend of mine. And the subject matter came up about submission because she sent me some video with some simp talking about how can you ask for submission when you're not paying all the bills. And I said, number one, I don't listen to simps. They're diametrically opposed to my existence. Any man that thinks you get submission out of a woman and it's not free and it's only because of what you do for that woman is already at a deficit. He's a loser. He's losing. That woman cannot give you conditional cooperation because every man knows the difference between someone who's willingly doing something for them that is out the kindness of their heart versus doing it because I got to get something out of him. And this is the reason why I put Jaga the Wise from the Thundercats show. That's a great picture, by the way, of Jaga. He was literally the greatest, one of the greatest, or one of the greatest warriors the Thundercats had. To the point when Claudius, Lionel's father, became blind, he took over as Lord of the Thundercats. And he was so wise because he'd been through so many battles that he won situations just from his wisdom and experience alone. And his skill with a sword was unmatched. So even when he had to fight his best friend, Grun, later called Grun the Destroyer, he triumphed because he already knew what Grun's weakness was his pride and his lust for battle. And this is the reason why, if you really think about it, if you really ponder and reflect upon it, wisdom is a man's greatest weapon. I don't have to argue red pill, black pill, blue pill talking points. You got to understand the facts speak for themselves. The truth doesn't need a bodyguard. I want somebody to put this in the chat, please. The truth doesn't mind being challenged, but lies hate being challenged. The truth doesn't mind being challenged, but lies hate being challenged. And we got on the subject about submission, and I told her, I said, first and foremost, if your submission is conditional, I don't want any of it. And you know how women take this pride thing. I choose to stay single. No, you're single because you're not a wife. If a man has not picked you in the prime of your life, that says a lot about you. What man doesn't want the newest and latest car or truck or motorcycle out there on the road. This is where women conflate the truth. Okay? I don't think I see too many Negroes playing Atari, but I see a lot of people who will pay extra money for a PlayStation 5. You know, tell the truth and shame the devil, right? So I don't see people lining up at your local movie theater to go see, the original Top Gun, but I've seen tons of them in the last few months to go see the sequel. See, men have this obsession about the greatest and the latest. Okay? We have this obsession about new. We have this obsession about beauty. We want it when it's valuable. We don't want something when it's cheapened, when it's been soiled, deflowered. Okay? Sup, Philip? Sup, Snowman? Sup, AB? Namer? James? See, when I'm talking to my friend, and during this discussion, she talks about, well, are you going to pay all the bills? I said, here's my thing. Submission doesn't have a damn thing to do with anything monetary or any exchange, because there are very submissive women who get things out of men they don't even know. A nice, jovial, cooperative woman with a flat tire gets some guy who she does not know from a can of paint to assist her or actually do the duty that needs to be done. And it gets accomplished because of her nice demeanor, her cooperative spirit, her friendly disposition. And oh yeah, Philip, alaikum salam. So when we put conditions on femininity, but yet you still want no conditions, no no line drawn when it comes to masculinity, tell me, when do we get anything that equals our life? There's a situation to protect you. I may be called to take a life or give up my life for you and whatever kids we make or raise. What sacrifices are you going to make to me? But of course, you get a bunch of babble. Of course, you get a bunch of disconcerting conversation. Well, if a man can't do, see, this is the problem. I want to start saying to females, and I'm going to start saying this every time a female mentions a real man masculinity, something that they are not experts in the field of. I'm going to say, since you didn't cook clean, since you didn't offer willing sex, since you didn't teach the kids a new subject matter, I'm not going to protect you for the next 48 hours. As a matter of fact, chick, you're on your own for those 48 hours to protect yourself. Oh, but how many people are going to be in an uproar when men start saying this? But you wonder why modern women are at their loneliness. You wonder why you can't get a man at any point right now. It's a damn shame in the modern world. Beautiful women are walking vials of kryptonite to men. There's no real reason why we should trust you. When you don't like things to be done on your behalf, you're ready, especially if we have a child together, you want to take the child away from me. You want me to pay for a vagina I'm not even using anymore. But once again, we got to understand, and I understand how a lot of women get in their feelings because I don't hold back. I don't pull my punches. Well, let me rephrase that. I pull my punches the first two sentences, but if you keep poking and prodding, I'm going to let you feel it full force, verbally. Then she tries to say something about, well, what about your son's mother? I said, well, you got to understand something. She chose me as a father. I did not choose her as a wife. I said, at what time, when she was impregnated, I could legally go to the courts and petition her not to abort my son. She had all the responsibility to decide if I'm going to be a father or not. So stop trying to say, well, the man plays a part. Yeah, that part would actually mean something if he had the ability to say, you know what? I want to have this child or I do not want to have this child. But since men do not have that ability, stop it. Stop it. Somebody needs to put this in the chat. Women pick fathers, men pick wives. See, women don't get down on their knees. Men do. And then she said, well, women can refuse. And guess what happens to those women who refuse? They don't get married, ever. When you refuse a man and a hand in marriage, you usually don't end up married. There's a chick somewhere on YouTube right now who had 3 marriage proposals. Denied all 3, and guess what? She's never been married. No man approached her anymore. But yet, when I came to her, when she tried to come for me, and I said, did you pick those 2 men you had your 2 children by? Did you pick them to be fathers? Stop the cap. What happened was you thought these guys were worth a damn, and you found out they weren't shit. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to really tell a lot of you brothers out there, especially you brothers who don't have children, when you're a great father, a lot of bitches out there will be jealous of you because they wish they would have had you as their father and as their child's father. That's the reason why a lot of these women act like goddamn children in the first fucking place. That's the reason why. And don't be mistaken and listen to these chicks. Oh, I chose to be single. No, you didn't. You were planning all kinds of weddings, growing old, sitting and feeding each other tapioca at the old folks' home, and all kinds of bullshit. And yes, I can actually articulate myself very well without profane language. If I so choose to. But let's talk about the facts. And I actually went in detail. And this is where the disingenuous nature of women really persists. When you tell a guy who's 40 years old It's very hard to tell a 40-year-old man something that has existed since the day he was born. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of so many black women acting like we don't exist in the same black community. And please, by the way, after this live stream, head over to the Snowman's channel where he does his unfiltered. Once again, you're getting a black man's perspective in the red pill, especially in candid conversations by many men who went through the child support system, who went through the marriage system. Shout out to the Snowman. Woo! But what fundamentally really got me upset was the fact of the matter that when I tried to explain things to her that is common knowledge, that men are fighting up an uphill battle when they're going for child custody and child support in the court system. And when you try to ask, oh, I hate this part. I really, 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 I hate it when people do this shit. So I'm going to give you an example. This is when I know you're fucking disingenuous about a situation. If I say men, that means plural. If I say women, that means plural. So don't give me individual times you look at people and say, well, I know men who have their custody. Are those motherfuckers the majority? Because obviously you're not comprehending what is coming out of my goddamn mouth. See, when you're speaking to a person who has more than two fucking brain cells rubbing together, it is very disrespectful to disregard or minimize what they are saying and not take a full frontal comprehension and acknowledgement of that statement that was made. Don't give me, I know one or two guys who got custody when I could tell you millions who do not. There's millions of men, black, white, and in between, who are getting basically ramrodded by the goddamn system. So don't give me no faulty bullshit. You yourself went down there and said, well, my daughter's father ain't doing what he needs to do for the daughter. And they immediately gave you $1,000 a month. With no happens, no troubles. And you went down there not because you couldn't afford what you could do, is because really you wanted to spite the nigga. Well, he has to do what he has to do. See, that's the difference between men and women. Because a man who wants his child will say, fuck you, fuck your money, fuck your resources. I just want my child and to raise my child properly and to be fucking happy and to fuck away from you. It is very rare that men even go for child support. They just want their goddamn child. And here's the kicker, right? Since we want to go on factual actuals, guess who pays child support the least? Women. Black women at that. But nope, 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 nope. Charles, you can't do that, Charles. No, 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 no. And you know what's really disgusting is when black women try to tell you, well, Charles, don't you have custody of your son? I never went to fucking court. Well, so you telling me his mom could go and get you? I said, first of all, I'm a leader. I make the demands. I make the decisions. See, unlike a lot of these simps out here who are going, you know, full force into what a woman says, I will tell you very simply, and I will tell you very deeply and look you in your goddamn eyes while doing it. Do you really want me to let loose every resource that I have by phone, email, and text and lay that fury upon you? Do you know how many politicians, judges, police officers, paramedics, and other people that I have at my disposal to come for your ass? I said, unlike anybody else, I put myself in a position of power. My child's mother tried to put me up for child support while my child lived at my house permanently and never had to go to court. I ripped up that motherfucker and called her immediately. Do you want me to go to court and subpoena all his teachers? Do you want me to subpoena every teacher he had since he went to nursery school? I will embarrass you so badly that you will be in debt for 1,000 years to me. Play with me. See, I'm one of those crazy motherfuckers who ain't afraid of the smoke. What the fuck is smoke to a goddamn volcano? What the fuck is smoke to a goddamn volcano? But yet, she wanted to try to use my excuse, my situation, like it's the fucking norm. I don't have to pay the cost to be the boss or pay the price to look nice. I will appoint myself as a fucking benevolent dictator because I say so. If I put you there and say, hey, raise my motherfucking child properly, and if you can't do it, I'm going to show you how the fuck it's done. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here. Goddamn right. Don't go to war to a war veteran. Or as we used to say in the Army, don't sell death to a death dealer. Don't do it. Further on in the conversation, she gets a little antsy about, well, you telling me that these men don't be wanting their children? I said, I'm telling you that it takes an act of God because the courts like to give women benefits of the doubt. How many women did you see who were terrible mothers get custody of their kids compared to fathers? At this point, I really told her either you being disingenuous or you're not that bright. It's not my fault you can't follow. Well, you're contradicting. Yet, when I told her black men are the best fathers in the United States, even by CDC and Department of whatever statistics, whatever insert department here, because many of them say it. And she said, well, you're contradicting yourself. I'm not. It's just the fact that you can't follow, and it's not my fault. See, just because you don't have custody of a child does not determine if you're a good parent or not. Obviously so, if you look at the fact that 70 to 80% of the children, the boys in particular, are with the mothers. You really think that if 50 Cent's son was raised by him and not his mother, he wouldn't be a spoiled brat? He wouldn't be a fucking failure of a man? Come on, Amiri. Look how that one Black Queen destroyed that little black boy. Should I go with Gabrielle Union or Mary? Look how that Black Queen destroyed another black boy to the point that she made the boy think if he's a girl. Sooner or later, they're going to classify black feminism as a goddamn mental illness. But it gets even more interesting because I love it when people try to use your situations and they don't know shit. I never had to go to court to get my son. I'm a leader. I put myself in power. When I found out she wasn't doing her job, give me all my son's shit because I know I bought it and he's staying with me. It's so funny, right? That one of my ex girlfriends, we had a plan. She would drop her son and my son off to school, and I would pick them both up. I get so much respect out of fucking women that it's almost ridiculous. Why? Because I don't talk about it, I am about it. And I encourage all brothers to actually have a goddamn backbone. Because so many people are being told, well, you don't have to go that hard. Sometimes you fucking do. A man should never be afraid to throw Thor's hammer. Should a man abuse his authority? No. A man should be the guide and the leader and the protector, the provider and the problem solver. But if she doesn't do her part, get the fuck rid of her. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Whoo. MS Delta guy. Whoo. Thank you, brother. He said, evening, brothers. Experience is a great teacher of wisdom. Brothers, embrace seeking and respecting wisdom. Whoo! Gotta give you that one for a chat. Salute to you, brother. Salute. Back to the conversation. It was amazing while going through back and forth with the DMs when I asked her about her two children by two different men. It's always something when women cannot take accountability. It's always something. She's like, well, as soon as you go hard and tell the truth about black men, they get upset. I said that's not even true because black men had to deal with people telling them about themselves since we even came to this goddamn country. You couldn't. I'm gonna tell you how fucked up it is in the world, and I'm gonna tell you from just experience, wisdom, and training, and definitely knowledge. Black women couldn't take the 2 years that Kevin Samuels was big on YouTube. And God rest our brother's soul. Black women couldn't take the honest critique that he had for black women for 2 years. They couldn't even take the things that every man has said 6 years ago. BGS 6 years ago. They could even take Sergeant Willie Pete in Manosphere 1.0. So you're going to tell me that black men can't take critique when y'all literally had every media platform for the last 40, 50 years of black man ain't shit. But you can't even take 2 years of Kevin getting big on YouTube and y'all had something to say about it. Oh, you hate black women. No, we just hate your culture. We hate the actions you take. Even if you don't like us, the least you could do is treat the sons better, make sure they get properly educated. But black man can't take critique. I challenge any black woman. You walk in the shoes of a black man, and I bet you couldn't for a whole year. You wouldn't be able to do it for 6 months. They already had a white chick who disguised herself as a man for 2, and she couldn't even finish the 2 years. She couldn't finish it because she said, I started to hate women just because of how they treat men without cause, without reason. But yet, as soon as I tell you that black women are not the greatest mothers in any community, how could you take credit over being all this in a bag of fucking chips when your boys, when they reach the 8th grade, can't read on level? That is a crime against fucking humanity. And you have the ability to give those black boys the keys to even your salvation, and you refuse to do it. You refuse to do it. What's the black man's equivalent to Michelle Wallace tag teaming with Gloria Steinem? See, we're going to go to a little history lesson, folks. Black women betrayed the most refined black men in history. You had black men going to college in record numbers in those late 70s, early 80s. Black men working their asses off at blue collar trade, skilled trade jobs, putting their women through college, putting their children through college, living a good life with a 4-bedroom house and a goddamn car, probably 2, because he had to make sure his wife got back and forth to where she was instead of being on a goddamn bus stop. How do I know? My father did it in a cab 60 hours a week in the 80s. 2 brand new cars, house full of fucking brand new furniture, carpet on the floors, washer and dryer in the house. And this is the 80s. Go ask your parents and your grandparents how rare was it for motherfuckers to have a washer and dryer in the home at the 80s. Oh, trust me, Michelle Wallace and Gloria Steinem also wrote that Black Machismo bullshit book, The Myth of the Superwoman. No, nobody ever said you were a superwoman. That's what you put on yourself. Well, we had to be strong. No, you chose to be independent. You chose to be strong. You chose that instead of cooperation and submission and respect to your men. Men don't even care if you love us. The least you could do is fucking respect us. I even asked her that question after I told her, black women don't want leaders. I'm going to prove it right now. If a man made the decision for you, the kids, and the rest of the family, this is where we're going to go. Are you going to challenge him on his decision after he makes it? Well, if it's not reasonable, I said, see, you just proven the reason why you don't want leaders. You don't challenge the leader. You support the decision the best way you can. And I told her, why would you deal with an unreasonable man? See, this is the folly of the bullshit. I'm back, folks. I said this is the reason why it's proven to be leaders. You can submit to your boss at work willingly. We'll even come there smiling. We'll go above and beyond the call of duty. We'll even get donuts, chicken wings, coffee, and fruit punch if needed. And you don't even have to be told to do it. But yet, you think because you think you're better than black men that they have to put something as a deposit down for cooperation. And I tell black men, fuck all that. If it doesn't come willingly, we don't want it at all. We're not going to save you anymore. We don't have to kill you, but we don't have to save you either. We going on that fucking Batman Begins doctrine. We going on that Batman Begins doctrine. We don't have to hurt you. We don't have to curse you. We don't have to argue with you, but we sure as hell don't have to save you either. Fundamentally, black men need to see themselves as valuable, as a valuable commodity. Your value is determined upon you and no one else. I don't give a damn if you had sex with one woman, 0 women, or 1,000 of them. That's not a barometer of your masculinity. How you carry yourself as a man and how you bless the world in its totality determines your masculinity and your manhood. No woman can tell you about your shit because she for damn sure is not going to go through what you're going to go through. It's not going to be looked at as public enemy number one as you. As a matter of fact, she's going to be given benefits over you just to undermine you. But here's the extreme: when you talk to especially women, but black women in particular, they only can see the world in extremes. It's either all black women are good, or y'all think that all single black mothers are shit. I don't think all single black mothers are shit, but 75 to 80% of them, yeah, they ain't shit. I'll just say it, they ain't shit. There's only about what 25 to 20% of you that are. And guess what? Unlike men, women are judged by the fruit they bear and cultivate. If all you can fucking bear and cultivate are a bunch of thugs and a bunch of sluts, whores, criminals, a bunch of weak men, a bunch of insufferable women, then you failed. I'm sorry. I think I'm making people upset. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be liked. Not because I lied on anybody. It's because I told the absolute unabated truth. Excuse me, unabated truth. You're getting mad because you see the state of obsolescence that you live. You're mad because a black man is actually telling you what it is, like it is, how it is, and doesn't care if he gets pussy or not. Because self-respect is more than actually being respected by a bunch of broads that don't even want you in the first place. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. And the wisdom that comes with this is because you already know what they're going to say and how to counteract it. Hell, you get so good at this game that you can prevent the speech in the first place. Because when I told her, I said, wait a minute, Shorty. You said you were raised yourself to be a woman and not a wife. So that means, guess what? Your mother and your father failed you. You cannot be taking pride that the fact that you're a single woman, never been married, nobody ever chose you. I've seen women who've been engaged for goddamn 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 years. That man will never marry her, leave her, and 6 months later, hell, 6 weeks later, find another chick and marry her instantly. This is how much of a loser you truly are. And guess what? I don't feel bad saying that. I don't feel bad actually telling the truth. I've told a lot of women out there, stop wasting your goddamn good years with a bunch of fuck boys. I've said that for fucking too long. Stop wasting your good years with fuck boys. What are you going to get out of it? A bunch of babies you can't take care of by yourself? A bunch of bitterness? A body count that's higher than Arlington National Cemetery? What are you going to get out of it? What are you going to get out of it? Tell me, what are these benefits that a single mother get? Last time I checked, you go through worse by yourself than together. And by the way, like I told her, when it comes to the wisdom and actually knowing what's up, 75 to 80% of women in the United States are going to have to work anyway. So that idea of a traditional man, because of this little thing called inflation, no sense does it ever make. No sense does it ever make. Think about it. These women want you to work, get six figures somehow by hook or by crook, no matter how much stress or the detriment it puts on your health, but want you to get six figures. And what do you get out of them? Maybe you might get some cooperation once in a while. Maybe. You don't even get the fucking respect of a man. You're just an ATM with a sometimes dick. Well, could you pay all my bills? Why should I pay all your goddamn bills? Hold on, folks. But yet, no one wants to add up the truth. No one wants to take accountability. Nobody. There you go. But yet, same time I told Shorty, I said, look, we're gonna keep it funky. We're gonna keep it real funky. When you mess with those guys, did you think you were gonna be with those guys forever and a day? Did you think they were actually gonna be husband types, or your pussy just felt as, or your pussy was ringing just like their dicks? Think about this. I keep hearing chicks talk about, can you pay all my bills? Bitch, don't you work? Oh, I need a man who can pay all my bills. No, 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 no. A man should pay the bills of his children while they're still children, not for somebody who wants to be a lazy bitch and fuck off her money. That traditional shit don't work, especially for bitches who were never traditional in the first place. Yep, baby. 6 figures and she still treats you like you broke. And I asked her this question. And I asked her this question. How successful were you with finding this man who could pay all your bills? I'm gonna tell you a funnier part about this, folks. She actually told me that the guy, her second child's father, she had to teach him how to write a resume. She had to get him dress clothes. And it dawned on me, women like you can never get a man like me to take you seriously. Oh, we'll fuck you, but we'll never take you seriously. You know why? Because women like you, like I said before, do not want leaders. You want figureheads. You want somebody to blame when shit goes wrong. This is fundamentally why women don't like nice guys. Because when the relationship breaks up, if he's a nice guy, she can't blame him. It's on her. And we know women can't take accountability for shit. For shit. Aren't accountable for shit. But yet, you decided to have that baby. And here's what makes the argument of deciding if that baby was going to be brought into the world. You have 33 different types of contraceptives to prevent pregnancy. Hell, even down to Plan B and abortion. But you chose to bring that life there. You chose poverty. You chose the struggle. This is the reason why the black community isn't going to a rocket ship straight to hell. It's the truth. You got dumb little bitches because they were sluts and they wanted to ride the carousel of dicks, get pregnant, and actually have generations of examples of see how single mothers struggle raising children by themselves and think they're fucking different. To do the same thing, expecting a different result, is called insanity. And this is how many times have women, because one, you got to remember this one statistic, there's 1.2 million children who black women give birth to, and their fathers are not black. But notice they don't call them white, Hispanic, and Asian men deadbeats, do they? Shout out to everybody. Don't worry, we're gonna have that "You'll Never Be Mrs. Cartwright" T-shirts coming out soon. Nino even like that. Rocket ship straight to hell. What I say? Goddamn right. You gonna take that? We're gonna go on a ship on this magic rocket ship. You know, we're gonna take a trip on this goddamn rocket ship. That's what we're gonna do. We're going straight to hell in the handbasket. Fuck a handbasket. We need rocket fuel to get there faster. And people are hell bent on this shit too. Think about it. How many mothers out there teach their daughters how to cook, clean, how to be ladies, how to be pleasant? Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Do we have a community who teaches wives, or do we teach bitches to be twerking on the head on your fucking your high beams? I mean, in the black community, the average chick in the black community got more tattoos than me, and I'm a goddamn war vet. The average chick in the black community probably got a deeper voice than most of the men. They've probably been in more fights. They probably can outdrink you at this point. I mean, these bitches drive crazy. They raise hell. They don't even want to be women anymore. Like right now, go outside your block. That bitch probably smell like the Milwaukee berries coming out of her fucking ass. She probably got as much liquor in her bloodstream to put down a bull elephant. But yet, you work with your delusional ass to get a nigga to fucking pay your bills, but you're not going to respect him. You think anything that I feed will ever bite my motherfucking hand? You got something fucking coming for your ass. I've taken care of other people's pets and dogs, and I gave the owner warning. The first time this dog or this cat or even this goddamn goldfish snaps at me, I'm gonna kill it. When you think you can take the king, what's the old saying? When you come for the king, you better not miss. Because if you do, Lord Jesus Christ and all of them goddamn Latter-day Saints, hell is coming with him. See, the beautiful thing about becoming an older man, especially an older man who takes care of himself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you see the stupidity a mile away. I should make money just telling women, I hate to tell you I told you so, but I told you so. How many of these women claim that I chose to be single? No, bitch, you chose to be a fucking mother. You didn't want a husband because you didn't want to be a wife. Guess what? There's a reason why I didn't want to be a firefighter, because I didn't want to get in them hot ass buildings. I can shoot a human being, I can't shoot a fire. So that made logical sense. If a person is allergic to bees, guess what they're going to be the fuck away from? A beehive. So if you truly wanted to be a wife, you would have picked a man who thought you were one. But y'all don't hear me though. If you really valued your body, guess what? If you really thought you were valuable and you thought you were hot shit, that man would have married you before he fucked you. But y'all don't hear me though. If you really think that I should respect you and pay your bills, then there should have been the word Mrs. before your name. And you should have dropped your last name and take his. Don't pay any bitch's bill if she ain't down for the program. If you are not 100% completely on my program, the only thing I give you is my distance, then my resistance, because you offer no fucking assistance. That's actually pretty catchy, isn't it? That's just one-on-one pimp knowledge. If she offers no assistance, give her your distance and then your resistance. I'm going to tell you once again, this chick tried to come for me, but what about you? Did you go to court? Did you? I said, first of all, I'm a goddamn leader. See, as a leader, you got to put contingency plans out for a situation. Just like this Friday coming up, I'm going to be the one wearing the colonel rank. I'm going to be the one running the show for the security for this event. I got to put contingency places if somebody gets sick, if somebody has a cardiac arrest, if a fire comes out, even to the point if we have an active shooter. There has to be contingency plans in place. What the fuck do I look like getting married to a chick and there's no contingency plans in place? Because we all know that these chicks change their fucking mind like the wind blows. They have no accountability. They have no integrity, especially towards men. They've been raised from the last 5 generations not to even respect men. It's always whore culture. Guess what whore culture is? You don't do shit unless he pays. Regardless of what he's trying to earn, women in our community do not understand a man's potential. These bitches want to be at the fucking start, at the fucking finish line. They want to be at the podium after you wrestled your fucking greatest performance and won the world and or Olympic title, and then think you're supposed to take them. But a good woman would have been with you when you weren't shit. Supported you, rubbed your back, rubbed your feet. Hell, even put money in your pocket to go out there and say, no, I believe in you and I believe in your damn dream. And I know you're going to make it. Are we raising those type of women? Are we? Those are the women you pay the bills for because they put sweat equity into your ass before you even had the money to even pay for a stick of bubble gum. That tells you how much of a lazy bitch culture we have. But what about the white women? Fuck them bitches. I don't date white chicks, so it doesn't get to me. In a rush, man? In a rush? Lucky I pushed you into that car the other way. Dumbass. Just to get to the same damn light, you bunch of dumb motherfuckers. See, the incredible part is that right now, the young 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, they only go by one doctrine. Find them, fuck them, and flee them. And most of you might say, you know, Falk, that's a little too much. Why? Would you want your son to date these harpies? Would you want your son to impregnate these harpies? It's a damn shame that a chick out here can see you try to get a dream together and you're doing things to incrementally put them together. And the only thing she got to offer you is pussy. I want you to really think about that. Jesus, people abused that bulk trash, didn't they? Oh, damn, they should have made that shit higher. I'm gonna really tell you this, man. When women try to sell you these pipe dreams, and I mean they ain't gonna be some goddamn pipe dreams, my nigga. What you gotta understand.
What is that?
Check under the seats. Oh, shit, you. They're gonna sell you pipe dreams and make you convinced that you should work to the sweat of your brow. So much so,
That's the problem.
so much so that you should be happy to work yourself half to death for me. But you still gotta earn my respect, though. Hmm. In the words of the young men, that shit's dead.
That's true.
That shit's dead. I refuse to have my son work for a fucking harpy. Yep. I refuse. People be like, "Why you so hard about the women?" And I said, "I got a son, motherfucker." Shout out to Nino. Access to government funds and grants, especially when they work hard all their lives and fall on bad times. This is why we must know who and what we're voting for. Facts, man. Uh, See, the criteria of being a man should be judged by other men. See, the elders of my tribe, when I went to war, because we have a whole lot of Vietnam veterans in my family, on both sides of my family, both mother and father. Vietnam was so long that my mother's uncles was in the first part of Vietnam, and my father was in the last part of Vietnam. And you know what? You know what, Nino? There's a lot of gimmick shit that goes on in these YouTube spaces. But when you preach truth, like you, Snowman, Art of Itmore, Angry Man, Snowman, BGS, when you preach truth, a lot of people ain't gonna like you. You're gonna have a bunch of detractors. You can't be genuine because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you hate this." When do you say that I hate women? You will definitely hear me say that I'm disappointed like shit by our women. A man of standards is gonna keep his woman in standard in line. There's hardly any time women can ask when I ask them for money. Women, I've been around women who were cantankerous and had bad attitudes till they met me, especially when I was dating them. To the point where they respected me so much that they would come out of their pocket, not only to fill up my damn truck, but give me $200 in my pocket to kiss me and go on to work because of the sacrifices I made. To this day, I could go to one ex and ask her to write up a business proposal. I could go to another ex and have her embroider me the Black Lion security firm t-shirt or sweatshirt. I could go to another ex who can actually, one, be my paralegal, and two, get me business for the private detective side and write my contracts. This is the one thing about the wisdom of being a intelligent black man will get you. Even if you break up with a chick, they must always still have a purpose. You don't get with a woman because she's pretty. You get with a woman because she's an attribute. Even if I don't date him anymore, I should have a Rolodex and say, I need this. And that's where a lot of young men fuck up. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was one of them. I damn sure was one of them. That's why you have the jogger on the thumbnail. You don't become a great warrior automatically overnight. It takes years, sometimes decades. Some of your martial arts masters were unbeatable in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. I went on a date earlier today. Well, we were at Kobe's, and I was faking like I left my car at home, and Shorty was about to pull out hers. Might add you, that's not the first. She has paid for other dates before. At some point, Black men, you need to treat yourself as a commodity, a hot commodity as well. If that chick has never cooked for you when you're over her house, if that chick has never cleaned up for you when she come over to yours, Houston, you got a goddamn problem. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna get some simp ass nigga to say, "Oh, you just hating on black women. You just talking negative about black women." No, I'm just telling the truth. Instead of worrying about what I say about black women, stop acting like one, nigga. If more black women actually listened to my black ass, guess what would happen? They would actually be in fulfilling relationships and marriages. I've even given advice to women. If you want to keep a man, this is what the fuck you do. Show him your value. Show him what attributes and resources you can help him with on his mission. And I bet you he will not leave you back once he's successful. You're welcome, Knights Palace. See, the officer of the goddamn law is a black men's advocate first. Okay? I'm going to say this. Just because I represent for the brothers does not mean I hate the sisters. I can hate your actions and still respect you. Unless you give me a reason to hate you individually, that's something totally different. The fact of the matter is this. We got too many black men who have low self-esteem, who have depression, who allow people to talk to them any and every way with no disregard for their well-being. And I say, fuck all that. It's time to dust yourself off, take a shower, put on some new clothes. Matter of fact, don't even put on your clothes. Put on your BDUs and put on your armor. Grab that sword, grab that rifle, grab that spear, grab that shield. Grab those combat boots and get in line to be a goddamn soldier. See, it's about time black men need to be militaristic about their existence. Not all of us need to join the military to be militaristic about our existence, but we need to be sharp. We need to be on time. We need to be astute. We need to be knowledgeable, cunning, ruthless. But see, that whole defending a black woman, even if she's an investor, that's that simp. That's that simp shit. It's amazing how you gonna really defend a woman who, as soon as you get her out of trouble and you give up her life for her, she gonna run right into the arms of the guy who calls you a nigga. Hello, hello. But guess what? Nobody's gonna mourn for you. You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna put that pink dick right back in her mouth when she's out of danger. That's the Aries of me talking, man. She's gonna put that pink dick back in her mouth. I'm gonna ask this question. How many people in the Revolutionary Army were gonna risk their necks out for Benedict Arnold? I want you to answer me that. How many of these chicks were gonna risk their how many of these soldiers in the Revolutionary Army were gonna risk their neck out for Benedict Arnold? Were any of the disciples going to risk their necks for Judas? Are they going to risk? Were the disciples going to risk their necks for Judas after he betrayed Jesus? Brutus was Julius Caesar's right hand man. He knew what everybody was planning to do to him. Did everybody respect him after he stabbed him or double crossed him? Literally. Let's put logic back in it. You want to go save the motherfucker who wants to see you eradicated. He's a dumb motherfucker. If she gets in trouble and she's screaming that white men are better, go wait for that white man to save you. Remember, we go by the Batman Begins motto. I ain't got to hurt you, but I ain't got to save you either. Hello. Once again, but y'all don't feel me though. See, y'all catching me on a very raw night. I'm so raw, motherfuckers thinking about putting me on Monday nights. But I'm going to tell you this. Fundamentally, brothers like that are a lost cause anyway. You sticking your neck out for people who don't love you, people who don't deserve you. All in all, you're playing the accomplice to your own destruction, my dude. You can't trust them. I'm going to tell you, brothers, I'm going to warn you. Y'all need to start fighting with the armies that you have and not the armies you want. And trust me, Snowman, I'm going to put it out there. I hate to sound like one of those evangelists on TV, but something big's coming your way, and it's going to be very profitable and successful coming your way. If we got to make you the official sportscaster of the Black Manosphere, by God, we will do it. There's no fucking reason why we shouldn't. But you're gonna be something tells me your way in the next month or two, those opportunities are gonna open up. You're gonna have so many opportunities you don't even know what to decide. I'm calling it out into existence now. See, this year was about politics. 2023 is about absolute power. I don't give a fuck if it corrupts. Give it to me. I don't give a fuck. You got dummies like Amiri who said if black men get reparations, we're gonna trick it off to the strip clubs. And if we do, so. But let's talk about this, right? Black women put billions away into their hair. You don't say shit about that. They don't even put it into the education of their boys or their girls. It's just their hair. What's gonna happen anytime, like every time when black men gets money, they usually gonna bless other people with that money. So now we need to worry about the power. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be the first to say this. Nino, you pretty good with the filmography. We need you, brother man, to make a Black Manosphere commercial and to pump it on everybody's fucking channel that black men need not vote party, but interest. I'm going to say it again. We need a Black Manosphere commercial to pump to every Black Manosphere channel that has been anointed, certified, and verified to pump a commercial that says, Black man, vote interest and not party. Because what we need to do is we need to create a stronghold with brothers and the females we can work with. Everybody. I mean, if they got over 1,000 subs, get their asses in line. We all pump it on our fucking channels and make a commercial where we can put it on there. Even if we got to plug it to the lead attorney, even if we got to plug it to, mediocre tutorials and reviews. We need to stop underestimating the power of this space and use it in its totality. Then we need to come up with people like a Dr. T, a Ronnie Neal, a Green Gorilla, and others, a Dennis Sperling, to speak on our behalf on what our wants and dreams are. We need to utilize the 14 points plan for Black men by Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, the Gray Faulkner Initiative by Cerulean Gray, and myself as guidelines. That's a mission worth it. See, we're not hurt, angry men anymore. We're men of focus. We're men who said, fuck y'all, we coming to get our goddamn power and our motherfucking checks. I don't give a shit. We can be angry. Guess what? Here's the fact about being angry. White men are angry all the time. You know what they call them? They call them fucking mavericks. See, the reason why they don't want black men to be angry, because the last time black men in totality be angry, half this fucking country was burning. When you got them ignorant ass niggas who try to say, when Dr. King and Malcolm, when they died, black men were cowards. Bullshit. When Dr. King and the Honorable Malcolm X died, Black men burned this country to the ground. Okay? Why do you think they had to bring so many civil rights rights into order? Because half these cities like LA, Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago, New York, Philly, Raleigh, all these cities, Miami, all these fucking cities were burning from the riots. And see, here's the powerful thing about it is we don't even have to riot anymore. All we need to do is use our vote as our weapon. We do something called lobbying. We all put up money and go push a fucking politician and say, hey, remember us? Either you do what the hell we say, or we're gonna show everybody what you do when you take this money. You don't just vote for politicians, you buy them motherfuckers before you vote for them. Who does that? Look what the LGBT did for Obama. They bought his support. See, the wisdom of being an older man is when you take your enemy's strategy and use it as your fucking own. You know what? Charles, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it, Charles. Because these niggas ain't ready. Oh shit, it's a bitch bow-legged. So in concluding, black men, this time we need to form up like Voltron. We're going to have a media section, a training section, an academia section, an esoteric section, a scientific section, a military science and police tactics section. See, what we need to do is formulate into so many branches that the black manosphere will be protected by all sides. Black men, I will say this in closing and ending. Vote your goddamn interest and not a party. We are all we got. Salute. Everybody meet up on the Snowman's channel for his Unfiltered. Woo! We have no allies. We are all we got. Be safe. Be strong. Be merry.
Woo!